Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Chapter 5. Mr. Brownlow. When Oliver arrived at Mr. Brownlow's house, he was very ill. He almost died. For many days he lay in a clean bed in a sunny room. Mr. Brownlow's housekeeper took care of him. Her name was Mrs. Bedwin. She and Mr. Brownlow were very kind to the little boy. There was a picture of a lady near Oliver's bed. "What a beautiful lady," he said, "but her eyes are very sad." When Mr. Brownlow came to see Oliver, he said, "Mrs. Bedwin, look at the picture on the wall and look at Oliver. The head, the eyes, the mouth, they are the same. I can't believe this." He looked at Oliver and then looked at the picture many times. When Oliver was better, he sat on a chair near his bed. Mr. Brownlow had tears in his eyes when he looked at him. A long time passed, and Oliver was finally well. Mr. Brownlow and Mrs. Bedwin loved little Oliver. Mr. Brownlow bought him new clothes. For the first time in his life, Oliver was happy. He liked his new home very much. One day Mr. Brownlow asked Oliver, "Do you like it here?" Said Oliver, "I am very happy, sir. You are so kind to me. I want to stay here. Please don't send me away." Mr. Brownlow said, "Of course, you can stay here." Mr. Brownlow showed him his library. Oliver was interested in the books. "I want to send you a good school, Oliver. Then you can read these books." One sunny day, Mr. Brownlow said, "Oliver, can you please take these books to the bookshop? Give this £5 note to the man in the shop." "I'm happy to do this for you," said Oliver, smiling. He took the books and walked happily down the street. Nancy was standing in a small street. When he walked into the small street, Nancy saw him. She put her arms around him. "Oh, my dear brother, I found you. You must come home with me now. You are a bad boy." Oliver cried, "Help! Help!" Just then Bill Sikes arrived. He said, "It is young Oliver. Come home with us. Mother is waiting for us." Sikes and Nancy pulled Oliver to Fagin's shop. When they arrived at Fagin's shop, he said, "Oliver, I'm happy to see you." Charlie Bates took Oliver's new clothes. Sikes took the £5 note and Fagin took the books. "You can keep me here all my life," cried Oliver, "but please return these books and the £5 note to Mr. Brownlow. Please, he mustn't think I am a thief." "Oh, yes, he must," said Fagin. Everyone laughed at Oliver. Oliver jumped up and ran to the door. Fagin hit Oliver with a big stick. Nancy pulled the stick out of Fagin's hand. She threw it in the fire. "Don't hit the boy again," she said. Sikes pushed Nancy to the floor and Fagin laughed. Then they locked Oliver in a dark room. It was night time at Mr. Brownlow's house. He and Mrs. Bedwin waited for Oliver all night, but he never came home. Mr. Brownlow was very sad and worried. Where was Oliver?